but management has still given a warning for FY19.
Yeah.
Other stocks also have started to do well, in fact, very well indeed. But what's really changed that's driving this kind of optimism towards pharma? Is it just sectoral rotation? Because the question then is, does it make sense to buy from a longer perspective, or is this just a short-term rally that we're seeing in these names?
No, I think specifically if one were to talk about Sun Pharma, then stock like Lupin or Cadila Healthcare, I think the markets are clearly comforted by the fact that now as far as the US FDA is concerned, not many companies have come under the US FDA kind of watch list, and I think clearly most of the companies are getting product approvals. So I think hopefully once the pricing pressure actually reduces, that should actually make these stocks move forward much more. Our sense is that maybe for at least 1 or 2 quarters, the markets would be looking at what kind of pricing gains these companies make in the markets, especially US, where pricing pressure is still very competitive. So I would believe that it's better to wait and watch for at least a couple of quarters, because although the headwinds are now turning positive, profit margins of most of these companies are yet under pressure. So clearly, some sort of comfort has come in the sense that US FDA related issues have actually reduced considerably.
So there's no fear of losing out for somebody who's not getting into the rally just yet?
Yeah, I think if the objective is longer term, then I think one should use the dips to actually buy into these stocks. But clearly, I think expecting them to outperform over the next 12 months would be a little premature.
How would you be differentiating between these players? I'm asking because the domestic markets have seen a bit of a turnaround already. Like you said, US is where the pressure persists, and we need perhaps some more time to see how that plays out. Are you looking at any stocks where you think things are looking good already?
I think the safer stocks would be, stocks like Cadila Healthcare, or typically something like an Ajanta Pharma, where, we have seen good amount of earnings traction coming in. The larger players like Aurobindo Pharma, Lupin, Sun Pharma, I think the markets would still like to wait for a couple of quarters before they see a strong earnings trajectory, a stronger management commentary from most of these company managements, because clearly even Sun Pharma typically has given a warning for FY19, and although Halol has been cleared, I think you won't be able to see any major revenue or earnings impact from Halol at least for the next 2 to 3 months. So I think once events unfold, we see a little bit of earnings traction. I think that would be a time when actually the markets as well as most of the analysts would get a little more confident on companies.